Hey folks, Tyler here with Seaway Whisky Wire, back with another cocktail slam video for the summer months here. We're going to make an absolute classic again, the classic Margarita cocktail. I'm going to make it two ways, the way that I like to make it and the way Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin makes it. So why don't you go watch that intro and come on back, and we're going to craft this classic cocktail and this nice riff on a classic cocktail when we come back. Stick around, guys. Well, hey guys, thanks for coming back after the intro. I'm Tyler, and yeah, tonight we're going to craft ourselves a classic margarita cocktail, and we're going to craft ourselves kind of a riff on a classic margarita, which is the Broken Skull margarita, which is the kind of signature margarita made by Stone Cold Steve Austin. I saw him on the show Hot Ones there a while back, and he kind of gave the recipe away, so I've been kind of playing with it a little bit, and I think it's definitely worth trying out and definitely worth sharing with you guys. But before we get into the into all you need to do and crafting of this this margarita and the Broken Skull margarita, I thought we'd just kind of go back through a little bit of the history and lore behind the margarita, and maybe explain why I'm wearing this shirt today. So the margarita is a popular cocktail consisting of tequila, lime juice, and triple sec, and typically served with salt on the rim of the glass. Although its origin stories are somewhat murky, as there are several competing stories about its invention. So one of the popular stories of the margarita's invention dates back to the 1930s and 40s in Mexico. A common story suggests that it was created by a bartender named Carlos Danny Herrera in Tijuana, Mexico, for customers who were allergic to all spirits except for tequila, but disliked the strong flavor, leading him to create a sweeter, more palatable drink. Another account attributed to the invention is that it was made by a socialite in Texas named Margarita Semez in 1948, who allegedly whipped the drink up at her Acapulco vacation home. But guys, there's much more to the margarita than just the history behind it. There's a whole other piece to it, and there's even a song about it, and that's kind of what inspired me to wear my shirt here. So there's a song called Margaritaville by the late singer Jimmy Buffett, one of my favorites, and he famously associated the margarita cocktail in his 1977 hit song, Margaritaville. And the song, which describes a laid-back lifestyle that's centered around tropical beaches, relaxation, and enjoyment of margaritas, became the anthem for a carefree, beach-inspired life, and played a significant role in popularizing the margarita in North American culture. Margaritaville did not only become a hit song, but it grew into a broader brand. And Buffett capitalized on the song's success, turning Margaritaville into a lifestyle brand that includes restaurants, resorts, merchandise, and even margarita mixers and frozen concoction machines. The brand celebrates the spirit of leisure and enjoyment of simple pleasures, with margarita at the core. And Jimmy Buffett's association with the margarita has made him synonymous with the cocktail and has helped elevate the drink to an iconic status, symbolizing relaxation and escape to a tropical paradise. His influence extends far beyond the music to a global business empire, which are all inspired by the imagery and mood invoked by the single cocktail and his enjoyment of it. And today the margarita remains one of the most popular cocktails in the world, enjoyed in various forms, from straight up to on the rocks to frozen. The classic recipe of the frozen versions and creative variations is limitless. But guys, we're going to make two today. In my Margaritaville t-shirt here from my time when I went to Margaritaville in Niagara Falls, we're going to make ourselves a classic one. And like I shared, we're going to do Stone Cold Steve Austin version of the Broken Skull margarita just as a bonus. So let's get into it. You don't need a whole lot of ingredients, guys. Again, this is a classic cocktail, and we only have a couple things on our bar here. First off, we've got our star, tequila. Today we're going to use Cazadores tequila reposado. You can use Blanco if you want. I just have a lot of reposado. I enjoy it more. It's a little smoother. I think if I find the aging in the oak barrels kind of takes a little bit of the edge off there. But if you want a stronger, more rougher drink, go ahead and use Blanco. Use whatever's on your bar. But today I'm going to use some reposado tequila. Next, you're going to need some triple sec. You can also use Cointreau if you got it. I'm a bit of a cheapskate today, and I've got triple sec, but it's okay. Then you want to get some fresh lime juice. I squeeze some fresh lime juice and put it in my little glass jar here to make it easier to pour, because I don't think you guys want to see me squeezing a bunch of limes today. But anyways, and then the last thing I like to put in mine is some agave syrup. You can use, you can use simple syrup if you got it, but you know what? I think the agave syrup just makes it that much better. You're also going to want yourself a lime for scouring the glass and also making yourself a little bit of a garnish. And you're going to want some kosher salt to rim your glass with. And we're going to build it all in a shaker tin. I'm using a Boston shaker here. You guys can use whatever you want. If you want to use a little cocktail shaker, you're more than welcome to. So before we get started crafting this classic cocktail, first thing we're going to want to do is prep our glass. So first thing you want to do is take your lime and you want to just cut it, and you want to make a couple wedges. And we're going to take one of the lime wedges. Let's get a nice glass here. Yeah, it looks good. And we're going to scour half of the glass. I don't like salt around the entire wall of my glass, so we're just going to scour half the glass. And we're going to take that, and we're just going to roll that in that kosher salt, like so, until we get that nice little bit of formation there. And we'll set our glass to the side. Grab your shaker tin. We're going to build this right in the shaker tin here, starting off with our friend tequila here. For mine, you're going to want 2 ounces. Some recipes call for 1.5 ounces. You do you. I would do 2 if I were you. And we're going to take 2 ounces tequila and plop right in there. Next, we're going to need 1 ounce of triple sec. Flip our jigger over here. Grab our triple sec. And we're going to want 1 ounce of that. And right into our shaker tin. Lime juice is next, and you're going to want 3/4 ounce with that. My jigger's nice and has a nice little line in there. 3/4 ounce of lime juice. And away we go. Agave syrup, I like to do about a 1/4 bar spoon, and just like a 1/4 ounce or a little bit less there. There we go, just enough to kind of give it a little bit of sweetness. Put some fresh ice in our glass here. Fill up our shaker tin. Fresh ice again. Just grab my Hawthorne strainer. You're going to want that to strain it out. And get to shaking. Get to shaking like Jimmy Buffett, wasting away again in Margaritaville. Because that's where we're going, guys. To Margaritaville. Sounds pretty good. Break our shaker tin open here. Grab yourself a strainer. Grab yourself a glass here. Just strain it over top. And there you have yourselves a classic margarita. Cheers. Calvados tequila, I don't know if you had that, it's very good, very smooth. Get a nice bite to it. Very well balanced cocktail. The nice bit of citrus from the lime, even that little bit of agave, I think really kind of takes a little bit of that sourness off that lime and adds a little bit of sweetness. The triple sec kind of gives that nice little orange citrus there. Yeah. Wow, very nice. All right. I'm going to clean up here in a minute, come back. We're going to build the next one here, which is the Broken Skull Margarita. So don't go anywhere, stick around, and I'll clean this up and we'll come right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Now we're going to make ourselves a Broken Skull Margarita the way that Stone Cold Steve Austin likes to make it. And I would encourage you guys to go watch his appearance on the show Hot Ones there, where he tries out the chicken wing challenge there with the guy. I think it's great. It's funny to watch him there, but yeah, he actually gives away this recipe. And just for fun, well, before I get into that, we didn't change out our ingredients too much here. The only thing we added was some Grand Marnier, and I'll get into what he does with it there. But just for fun, I thought we would use some Terramana tequila. For those of you who don't know, Terramana tequila is owned by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So, you know, I think a little bit of a bash of baby faces here. I just thought it would be kind of fun to play with. But anyways, so we're going to grab ourselves a lime here, and we're going to scour the rim of half of our glass here, using a different rocks glass this time. And you're going to want to just dip that in to that kosher salt. to give that nice rim. Just like that. Not too much on there. There we go. Glass is all prepped. Grab yourself a shaker tin. Grab yourself your tequila of choice. Again, we're using Terramana Reposado. And I'm going to start pouring here. And you want 3 big boy ounces here. So I'm going to pour my first ounce right at the shaker tin. Flip the jigger over and go right in there with the second one. So that's a double. And yeah, he mentions it on his interview there. Every one of his margaritas is a triple. So 3 ounces of tequila. Then we're going to want 1.5 ounces of triple sec. So grab your triple sec. Again, my jigger's got a little nice measure here for the halfway part here, so we're going to go 1.5 ounces. Triple sec. And then you want 1.5 ounces of lime juice, respectively. So 1.5 ounces. Coming right up. Next is agave syrup, and he calls for 1 bar spoon of agave to add a little bit of sweetness. And again, we're adding more lime juice, so we want a little more to cut that sweetness. Ding, round 1. All right, now we're going to want to add fresh ice to our rocks glass here. Prep that and get that ready to go. And then we're going to want to add some fresh ice to our shaker tin. Don't be afraid to add lots of ice here. This is a pretty strong drink. And we'll give her a bang. What? Shake it up. What? You didn't even get that joke? Man, I watched wrestling back when I was in high school. I still watch it a little bit today, but it's never been as good as back in the days of The Rock and Stone Cold. But reminisce about that while we're drinking Mr. Austin's cocktail here. Get that ice broken up in there, really nice. Let's loosen up our shaker tin here. Get ourselves our Hawthorne strainer. In the glass in position here, and we'll just pour that straight over top. Perfect. Then you want to take yourself 1 ounce of Grand Marnier. And you want to float that. He calls us to float that on top. And there you have it, folks. A broken skull margarita. Cheers. Packs a punch. The Grand Marnier adds that little bit of citrus that really helps balance it. You're not going to need obviously too many of these, but it definitely drinks a lot smoother than you would think, for sure. It's amazing how much balance, and this is how I've been drinking a few of these lately, especially in the hot summer months, but this is amazing to me how well balanced that is. And you know, all you're doing is just adding a little bit of Grand Marnier over the top. So there you have it, folks. Go make yourself a classic margarita or a broken skull margarita. You'll be glad you did. And if you like what we're doing here at Seaway Whisky Wire, you guys know that drill. Like and subscribe down below. And hey, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Seaway Whisky Wire. Well, you know, I think I'm gonna go and sit down, reminisce about the good old days of WWE wrestling there with the Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and have myself a broken skull margarita. And I'd encourage you again on those hot summer days, go make yourself one of these. You'll be glad you did. Cheers and all the best, and we'll see you next time. We'll be back with more cocktail slams, guys. Bye for now.